The Vietnam War is perhaps one of the most publicly disapproved war for centuries. It was a war which not only shouldn't have happened but also saw things like horrible weapons and the war draft. It was a war of communism versus capitalism, with the U.S. being the capitalist army and the communist North Vietnamese government. On paper, the U.S. should have won this war with their superior weaponry and more numbers. They had some of the most advanced weaponry at their disposal, such as the Phantom and B-52, which dropped over 7.5 million pounds of bombs. And in context, the Allies dropped only 3.4 million pounds of bombs throughout WW2. Additionally, there were advancements in helicopters, and the most famous of the U.S. helicopters was the UH-1, also known as the Huey, which allowed the U.S. to easily transport troops and equipment. However, it was soon realized that they weren't very well protected and could be severely damaged by small arms fire. So despite the odds, how did the Viet Cong manage to defeat the U.S.? The Viet Cong waged an intense guerrilla war strategy, which meant that they would use ambushes to surprise and attack U.S. troops. They also utilized complex tunnel systems to move undetected and attack the U.S. forces from several angles. Also, the Vietnam War was famous for the use of booby traps to severely injure soldiers, with many of these traps being covered in poisons. The U.S. recognized that the dense rainforests benefited their enemy's style of warfare much more. As a result, they used chemicals such as napalm in order to destroy vast amounts of rainforests. Napalm is a mixture of chemicals that were easily combustible and would stick to surfaces. As a result, it was one of the weapons that drew the most disgust from viewers of what was happening, as it easily attacked civilians, as well as the Viet Cong. Finally, a reason that the U.S. lost was due to the dissatisfaction of many of its own public, with huge protests being organized. This was mainly done by students and academics, which argued that the war was immoral. As a result of this, the government was forced into gradually withdrawing their troops.